This video is about an introduction to nuclear chemistry. So here's an overview of what we're going to study in this small mini unit for nuclear chemistry. In this introductory video we'll talk about what is nuclear chemistry, and then we'll talk about how to write and balance nuclear reactions and what they are, and then a little bit about half-life and radioactivity, and then some information about nuclear weapons and other uses of nuclear radiation. So traditional chemical reactions involve electrons, and we know that bonds are made by electrons being shared and electrons being passed around. But nuclear reactions are done by things happening inside the nucleus, and that is protons and the neutrons. So why do some elements display radioactivity? Why are they reactive and other ones are not? The ones that are radioactive have what we call an unstable nucleus. So there's something about the number of neutrons and protons that makes it unstable. So it will rearrange until it is stable. There's something called the zone of stability, which is the ratio of protons to neutrons. So in this diagram you can see that here's the number of neutrons and here's the number of protons, and along this line is a ratio of 1 to 1, so 1 proton for every neutron. And it turns out that there's this zone that's in here where you have more neutrons than protons, so the ratio goes from 1 to 1 up to 1.5 neutrons for every proton. And that's partly because the neutrons sort of cushion between the protons, so the protons don't bump into each other. So if they have this ratio here with some extra neutrons, then it tends to be in the zone of stability. If it's outside of this ratio, then it's probably going to be radioactive. So here's a review of atomic symbols. So the X stands for the symbol of the element, and A up here, the number at the top, is the mass number, which is the number of protons plus the number of neutrons, and Z, which is the bottom number, is the atomic number, which is just the number of protons. So remember that this bottom number here tells you what the element is going to be.